They asked if we could help them shape the future by getting a new president and one that would enliven, invigorate the campus. And I had heard about Tom, and I thought maybe we can do a match here, possibly.
I knew when I met him, I had known a couple of his associates at Scott and Arps, where he was the litigation counsel, and moving from litigation counsel where he was quite well known to college presidency where he was unknown was quite a shift.
Well, we know that the practice of law is different than being in higher education, but sometimes those skills overlap. And you can be an advocate in the field of law, and you can be an advocate in the field of higher education.
He made it very clear that his highest and first priority was to stabilize the finances of the college and to implement policies and procedures. He also said it needed to be done in one way, and that way was through an open and transparent dialogue.
Tom played a critical role in creating and developing student affairs at Purchase College. I think when he arrived, he found a group of dedicated staff and faculty members, but we weren't working together in an integrated, organized way to help students. And he was very, very student-centered, and he asked us to work together to put students first.
It was a big shift when the president's office moved from this remote building and to right here on campus. And so we had this office overlooking the mall, and that blew my mind. I mean, as a student, I was really impressed with that.
Well, I think there's a number of successes and achievement, but I think the overarching one is that Tom put into place programs and services and offices that are sustainable to support students. So that seen in his support for technology, that allowed offices to be more effective and efficient and serve students better. It's putting things like financial resources in place, like Make an Impact or Petrie Grant, that he's really supported and put in place to support students that are having financial issues or maybe family issues where they need some support.
Tom's vision for integrative learning came from his understanding that the student experience at college was both academic and social and developmental. He had a very holistic understanding of the student experience. He knew that what they were doing inside the class and outside the class were equally important and needed to be integrated.
My friend O'Fair had this idea to turn the Butler building into a student center. And so we talked to people in the administration, and they were very skeptical about that. We went to President Schwarz. He's like, draw me a map. Draw me like what you think, and then go for it. Don't let me stand in your way. Like, what do you have to do? What do you need? And at the time I was like, yes, of course. But now I'm just like, that is amazing that he did that.
But one of the more important things, as far as I'm concerned, that he did while he was here was the insistence on the creation of a Monday-Thursday morning grid block where gen ed courses were required to be taught. This freed up the schedules for students in a way that allowed them to suddenly start taking classes that they had not been able to do because of our prior grid arrangement and also because of how conflicts existed with other classes. That act alone changed, in my opinion, our retention rates at this institution significantly.
President Schwarz was one of the original signatories of the American College University President's Climate Commitment, basically making a general goal of saying by 2025 the college is going to be carbon neutral in all of its operations.
His passion for sustainability, his commitment to drive an organization forward in terms of sustainability has been really extraordinary.
When Tom first arrived at Purchase College, the governance of the campus was largely driven by a group called the Faculty at Large. The Senate had existed and not existed over the years. We reconfigured it at a certain point during that period of time. And it was through that Purchase actually ended up receiving the SUNY Shared Governance Award, which is a system-wide recognition of shared governance at campuses within the SUNY system. Tom's support for shared governance over the years has been very strong, and his recognition that it makes the institution stronger when participated in has been greatly appreciated by many on campus.
One of the ways the institution strengthened itself is alumni engagement. And for Tom, he thought it was more than just alumni or a select few giving, whatever they can a year. It was more about building relationships that really enhance not only the student experience holistically, but also one that also strengthens the school's reputation. Making sure that alumni engagement was more than just one transaction, but a series of meetings and interactions and investments and so forth.
The senior living community is something that I was, to say I support is just not enough. I am wildly enthusiastic about it because it's got benefits all around. So it helps the community, it helps the college, so I think it's a brilliant idea. And I'm just happy I was there to have it as my last piece of legislation.
I'm very, very happy with what happened here and the good work that he has accomplished. And donors respond to that. They want to contribute to something that's on the winning side, not just anything that comes along.
Looking back over the 17 years he was here, he essentially has remade the college. Didn't know at the moment, having just met him, and as I say, he didn't have the background of being a college administrator and came from a very, very different industry where the rules of his industry were very different than becoming the college president. But historically, as I look back on it, we sort of won the lottery. So
I think a big part of Tom's legacy, and I think it applies to me personally, but also for Purchase College, is that he saw Purchase through an amazing period of growth, and he both inspired it and helped make it happen. And so one word is support, but more than support, like he really saw the end goal.
He has put into place things that are sustainable for the entire campus and really put, I think, a culture in place that student success is everyone's responsibility.
Tom focused his attention on education, and by becoming so committed to this college, he's really established a legacy for himself.
The campus is a different place than it was when he arrived.
I think the two words that I would use to describe Tom's leadership at Purchase is involved and visionary.
Two words to best describe Tom's leadership, I would say, is collaborative and bold.
Problem solver.
Inclusiveness and inspirational.
Positive leadership.
Committed, demanding.
Thank you, Tom, for your support and for your leadership. It's made a big difference to me and to thousands of people.
Thank you for all you did to help Purchase College recognize and become the wonderful place it always could have been.
Thank you for your extraordinary leadership.
It was your leadership that turned this campus around. A campus that was effectively in receivership is now one that is recognized by SUNY as well-run and financially sound. Thank you for the opportunity to work with you, Tom, and congratulations on great success.
So of course I wish him well in retirement. This is his second retirement from law and now from the presidency. And he has much to be proud of. And I'm proud of him also.
Thank you, Tom, for your commitment to the institution, your friendship over the years, and never accepting a simple answer.
So Tom, I want to thank you for being a good mentor, definitely a good president, someone who inspired me to enter the world of student affairs and academia. I will say thank you for being a great defender of public education. I know a lot of people look down on public education and its lack of resources, but you have been one of the most prominent defenders of public education I've ever come across, so thank you for that.